think our next presenter is Mr. Martin Holland. I'm not sure if he's here. Sorry, is Mark? All right. Sorry, I've been told we're going to skip that. So the next presenter, sorry, there. All right. Our next presenter is Mr. Holland. He is a mining executive with over 15 years experience. Martin is a founder and executive chairman of Cobre. In addition, Martin is a non-executive director of Armada Metals and the founder and former CEO of Lithium Power International. Martin has listed 5 ASX-listed exploration companies and has been executive director in multiple companies that have collectively raised 200 million Australian dollars plus for exploration, focusing on future metals discoveries. Please join me in welcoming Martin. Thank you.
Thanks for the kind introduction. Appreciate it. So, get the presentation up. Just waiting for the Armada presentation. Yeah. Thank you. So I guess while that comes up, we're all here in regards to exploration in Africa. So I'm actually non-executive director of Armada Metals. Our CEO, Ross McGowan, unfortunately is sick, so I've taken over the job to give this presentation today. Okay. Which button? Looks like we've got a flat battery. Lucky we're looking for nickel, I guess. Yeah, so we can't change the slides here. Thank you. Okay, fantastic. So critical metals exploration in Africa. We actually are in quite a remote sort of area, which we're actually going to be focusing on, which is in an area called Gabon. I'm sure that a lot of people would understand who are in this room today that there was a coup last week. So that's actually evolving at the moment, but it seems like business as usual as we get through this period. In regards to this project in particular, it is a belt scale deposit, and we do have a T1 African team that's looking at unlocking this new exploration area. So unravelling Africa's critical metals potential. So imminent supply of shortages, global decarbonisation is creating an urgent demand for other critical metals. There's also untapped potential of this area. So you're talking like a very large district scale area that's very rarely even had an overall drill hole in it. And pioneering new exploration. I think this is key. There's a lot of work that gets done around the world, chasing up old results and things like this. This is pure greenfield exploration, looking for the next large nickel discovery. Just the next slide, please. Great. In regards to talking to team, the award-winning technical team that we've got here, actually we're involved in the discovery of Kamoa, which is Ivanhoe's main copper project, which is one of the biggest, highest grade deposits of copper globally. We have 3 of the technical people that are working on our team and also on the board that actually won the Lindsay Award in 2015 for that discovery in the Congo. So it goes to show that new areas like that, finding large deposits, are now moving over to Gabon to do the same thing. So exploration team is led by Thomas Rogers, as I just mentioned. He was involved in the discovery of Kamoa, and also Richard Hornsey as well. You can see the guys there out on site. So company snapshot, the chairman is Rick Anthon, who's in the audience today. So hi Rick. Ross McGowan, who unfortunately is sick at the moment, myself as non-executive director, Michael McNeely, who is also here, and Justin Klein, who is also here. It's probably worth noting this company is quite unusual in regards to, there's sort of like 4 companies that are quite strategic. There's Cobre, there's Strata, there's RCF, and there's also Ross McGowan that we pretty much control around 70% of this company. So it's quite an illiquid stock. It's probably worth noting that the company's got very little cash at the moment. So we're in a position at the moment that we're looking to work our way out in the short term to get the company funded. So that will be happening shortly, and then we can progress further exploration on these projects. From an ESG perspective, Armada continues to work closely with relevant authorities to monitor impacts on the physical environment, local communities, and regional project stakeholders. So our portfolio. So you can see this sort of area. It is, as they call it, elephant country. You've got deposits around, such as you're talking 58 million tonnes at around about 2.6%. There's another project which is 49 million tonnes at around 1% nickel. But our project that we're focusing in Gabon is early stage, but as I said, it's large district scale potential. And we also recently acquired a project in Zimbabwe, which we're going to be doing some exploration on shortly. So I think the clear message here is underexplored craton margins often offer substantial critical metals discovery potential through southern and central Africa. So Gabon, the location, there it is. So it's drill ready, multi-project opportunity with a belt scale license holding, seeking to uncover the next African craton edge magmatic nickel copper system. So in simple terms, we're looking for the next Nova. So the same sort of thing we found here in Western Australia with Sirius. So this is what we're looking for, very serious large scale deposits. It takes a lot of risk from investment to do this, to go into these sort of areas. You've got to fly in choppers with rigs. You have to deal with the overall current political environment. You've got to deal with gorillas in the mist. There's a whole range of things you have to deal with. But finding these new next large nickel discoveries, you have to go to sort of very remote areas, and that's where we are here. But interestingly, it is on the coastline, so any sort of discovery, there is port access to ship out. So prospectivity and scale. So I guess the message here is that the exploration team is highly efficient and effective in Africa. So we're taking a disciplined, a systematic mineral systems approach is required to find the next tier one deposits, and that's what we're doing as a company. So we've, over the last sort of 10 years of this company before it listed a couple of years ago, it's done a lot of work. So you're talking 20,000 samples across the area. There's been magmatic and radiometric surveys completed. There's been airborne EM surveys completed, around 4,264 lines of kilometres. Ground gravity survey completed. Diamond drilling that was completed as well. So we actually have done the work in regards to taking the rigs out there, the diamond rigs out there with the helicopters. We've done all that work. We did 3,240 metres of diamond drilling. We've also done the mobile MT airborne survey and also the NCMAT ground surveys have been completed, which is actually one of the first times ever happened in Africa. So magmatic systems drill program for 2022. So Armada has developed a magmatic nickel copper mineral system exploration toolkit for detailed processing of magmatic nickel systems data. So Richard Hornsey, he's a known technical sort of gun in this part of the world. And his opinion and summary of the current drilling that we've done to date is that the first drilling program achieved the objective of proving that magmatic sulfides and potential ore-forming processes are presented at this project. So I think that's a huge tick. And as I said, there is these targets that are now ready to be drilled, and any single drill hole in these sort of targets can actually be a complete game changer for the company. And you're talking a company now with a very small market cap, tightly held sort of stock, that any sort of drill hole that we can get that can show massive sulfides in a large sort of new district scale system such as Gabon can cause a complete re-rate of market valuation. So in regards to drill target generation by mobile MT, this has been completed, and the deployment of this offers Armada the ability to rapidly delineate anomalies of significant exploration importance from ground survey follow-up. This is the NCMAT data that came out as well. So drill targets have been defined using this method as a direct sulfide detection tool, with further surveys expected to define multiple new targets for drill testing. So next steps, there's a 50-line kilometres of NCMAT survey to build on previous results. A preparation of drill pads for planned phase 2 drilling program is underway. Further drilling to focus on testing the high priority NCMAT conductors, and drill success will open up the entire belt and confirm multi-project potential. So that's Gabon in an overall nutshell, I guess. Huge opportunity. As I said, with these sort of exploration that we're doing these days, it's got to be big, it's got to be important, it's got to be significant. Otherwise, the minerals that we're looking to discover aren't going to be found. They've got to be found in new remote areas now. They've got to be found undercover, and you've got to do the work to find that, and that's what we're doing here in Gabon. So as I move to Zimbabwe, this is more short-term for us approach. This is a transaction that was recently done. So the Ben project is actually a nickel deposit, which was initially discovered by Anglo-America in 1971 and subsequently drilled in the 1990s. It's only a small holding, so you're talking like 12 square kilometres. But in perspective, the work that we've done to date shows quite a significant target that's ready to be drilled with some reasonable historical results on it that we can't announce to the ASX because it's dated too long ago. So we're going to be following those up. But interestingly, here, you're looking at a project that's 12 kilometres long where we own the whole sort of, contact, you can call it. And to put that in perspective, like Cosmos, which was one of the largest discoveries here in Australia, was only a 2 kilometre zone. So in theory, you don't need a lot of strike to open up a whole new ore body. So you can see here the historical sort of data that's been done. It's the previous operators relied on surface geochemistry to target mineralisation. Geophysical survey data is lacking, provides an immediate opportunity for the company. So the plan here is we're going to be doing 8 holes in the middle of September, so the next sort of few weeks, next couple of weeks, a 2,500 metre program. We expect to have visuals pretty much immediately after that, hoping to find some. The overall plan is to find some massive sulfides and nickel in the project area. And we're confident that we're going to do that. So that's the first stage of the exploration, and then after that we move along the target and do further exploration. So next steps in Gabon are the 50 line kilometre of NCMAT data collection, a preparation and potential execution of a follow-on drilling program to validate the potential size and scale of this opportunity. It's probably worth noting as well that this is a big project. We own 100% of it. There is tier 1 companies that actually see value in this sort of exploration. So there is potential of a JV or something like this on this sort of project as well with a major. And then in the Ben project, as I said just then, a 2,500 metre diamond drilling program that will start in the middle of September. So here's the summary of everything I've pretty much just said, but I'll probably give my own summary, and I think that in everything that everyone does in life, I think if you don't have one of these 3 things, which is acceptance, enjoyment, or enthusiasm, then literally stop what you're doing. So what we have here is that we have acceptance in regards to our market conditions, funding, a government, and terrain. So we accept that challenge. On the flip side, we also have enjoyment. So we enjoy what we do, we enjoy getting out there, we enjoy exploration, and we enjoy drilling the planet to find new metals for the future. And then on top of that, we have enthusiasm. So we have enthusiasm to drive a shareholder wealth. So I think across the board, we have all 3. But in summary, if you're not doing one of 3 of those things in anything you do in your life, stop it and reset. Thank you. Great.